If we were the body of God, human beings, if the world was the body of God, let's say the wind is the spiritual bacteria and the dirt is the physical bacteria, and we are the clusters of the dirt and the wind and the cells, there's the DNA bacteria, but it isn't really a bacteria. DNA is a life source of its own, almost like venom on that movie that came from a different planet. It's like a source of something that's trying to live. Like DNA is that. And we are a combination of DNA wrapped around bones, which are minerals, wrapped together with organs and things like that are reptilian and mammalian and all those things mixed together. Like every piece of every animal or insect or whatever is somewhere in our body. We have little pieces of those things in us. That's why insects eat plants and we eat plants, and that's why we think we need to eat meat, but we don't. That meat is just more waste product than anything, just putting extra mass on our body that we don't need. But I don't want to go too far into that. I'm just saying that we are like, everything is a spiritual formula, if you want to really think about it in that way. Like, I'm trying to put it into words people would understand or get. And say, like, if a mathematic equation, to make a really elaborate equation, you got like all these variables and all that kind of stuff. Well, let's say the variables in life, in the physical, spiritual equation, without numbers, but say like air and material mixed together make action. When you move your hand, you're a combination of the element of air, because you're moving, and the combination of all the things putting you together. Everything has a combination of wind and fire and electricity and spark. Like maybe fire would be the electricity, that kind of element. It might not always come in the form of fire, but in, mineral or earth may not come in the form of a hard rock, but it could be dust. It could be clay, like all those things are earth. So it's like there's earth, there's fire, there's water, there's, air, and then there's heart and spirit. And I would say heart would be like the mass that makes living creatures available to move, like the parts that make up the car so we can sit in it and drive it. And then there's the sixth thing that is the unseeable, the spirit. And the seventh thing is like the mat that is all being played out on. You can't watch a movie without a TV, or you can't watch a movie without having it on the disc and the TV to play it on with the player to play it. And all those little players and discs and stuff put together are the soul, the thing you can't explain. It's those things that just make things happen that we don't understand and we can't put into words. Even if you can experience it, you can't put it into words because there aren't words for it. But everything is a spiritual equation, everything. So I just think it's sort of awesome, but it's hard to explain. And people don't really want to get that deep into things anymore. People want everything so simple and so right now that they're not even worried about where we're from or they're just thinking of where we're going and blindly leading us to destroying ourselves with machinery. We're having machinery become more alive than us, and then taking out us, and then nothing being really alive anymore. And DNA doesn't want that. That would be horrible. That's how a planet would end up lifeless. So all planets have had life on them, but they end up lifeless because they destroy themselves. Anyway, I love you. Peace.